Hello, mechanics, and welcome to something pretty important here. The issue of the day, as we call it, is again with YouTube and again with all the shit that they're doing to make sure that their creators move to other platforms. Myself included, even though this doesn't affect me at the moment. Now, we all know it and we all see it that I'm trying to do my best to kind of forge YouTube and voice acting into a living, and with what I got right now, that's pretty damn hard. I have, several dogs outside who decide that anytime I'm actually recording something, it's a great time to start barking, which means I oftentimes have to do 2 or 3 takes. And on top of that, I have, the only people that I actually see on a normal basis are relatively actively trying to sabotage me in what I do. Now, I'm not going to give you a sob story. I'm just going to give you the short and sweet of everything. Basically, the start, what YouTube is doing, that is killing themselves once again as I put my boots on. Because I'm doing this before I go and grab my energy drink. Now, I know that's probably a bad idea, and I want to be awake whenever I'm doing something like this. But at the same time, this is an important thing, and it's, pretty important to see part of somebody's day, right? Yeah, come on, you piece of shit boot. There we go. Probably unlace these a little more before trying to sling them on like that. But no, the basic gist of it is YouTube has again restricted pretty much any content revolving around games or any form of digitized violence, which, as you know, is all YouTube is famous for, is acts of random violence and stupidity in video games and real life. It's the fail part of the net. It's where you go to watch people do stupid shit, myself included. Now, as for Left 4 Dead, now that I'm on the topic of games that are mildly violent, as for Left 4 Dead, me and Source Mittens recorded some stuff yesterday. We got about 30 minutes of footage. Only about 15 minutes of it was usable because 15 minutes we were spent trying to fix his Discord. I'm cursed, apparently. I'm cursed. Because anytime he is in a Discord call with me, it just borks it all to hell and back. Which, I don't understand what that is. Maybe the lack of a face takes up a lot of bandwidth, I don't know. But that's the gist of it. I do, however, have some footage, and you guys are going to be seeing that next Wednesday, now that I actually got that set up. So, on to the next part of this. What I'm going to do once we get to the stages where I want to monetize and do that kind of stuff. First, I'm going to go on to live counts. And check out my channel real quick. Yeah, you see, I'm climbing. Not too fast, but I am in fact climbing. Now, I didn't want to pull this too early. Now, I'm not going to release a video formally advertising it, but now that we're at the end of this little vlog, I am going to throw this out here that in the times of this YouTube adpocalypse, in the times of creators being attacked for what they do, a lot of people want to be able to support those that they care about. If you're one of these people who has, a lot of expendable income, I'm not saying it's absolutely necessary, but if you're one of those people. There we go. You see here the Patreon page. Now, this is what I'm using basically as a tip jar for, like one-offs if you want to just say, hey, yo, I'm going to throw a little bit of extra in there and see how that works. Or, after every certain amount, I'll give little voice acting tips and stuff like that. It's pretty simple. It is. I want to be able to give back to those who give to me, and I didn't know how to do that at first until I decided, you know what? I'm a voice actor of a relatively high skill. I can give tips and tricks on how to do that yourself if you want to work on voice impersonations to wow people at your office or at your school or wherever you go. And I want to be able to do that. So that was that, and now that we're done with that, I'm going to say, yeah, that's about it. So, short and sweet of it, YouTube is fucking themselves up. Fucked up worse than, the Source Mittens and I recording where most of his audio was kind of borked the entire time. We even had a retake. And on top of all that, I am introducing the fact that I have a Patreon. I've had it for a while now, I just never formally advertised it, and I'm not going to formally advertise it yet until I get to around 5,000-ish. On VidMe, it's going to be a little different. You guys on VidMe, you have something coming up as soon as I get verification and figure out how the hell they handle people using their legal names. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Peace out.